people. Hi. Don't we live for this stage? It's kind of cute. Or whatever. I know, I swear I'm about to do another dance routine, but I'm not gonna go crazy on y'all like that anymore. How's everyone feeling? Good? What about y'all over here, huh? You guys, when I tell you I have so much crazy stuff planned for this show, we're just getting started or whatever. But right now we are getting ready to get a little real. You know, we're gonna be talking about plastic surgery, which I clearly don't know anything about. Joining us on the stage today, we have Dr.Ghavami and his amazing model from Vanderpump Rules, Billie Lee, joining us on the stage right now.
Hello, how y'all doing? It's a great venue. Everyone say props up to Moj and the organizers. It's an amazing convention. Thank you, Moj. So Billie's from Vanderpump Rules. We'll get to her story in a second.
Hi.
Some of you are wondering, why is a plastic surgeon on stage? Well, I basically do contouring, but on a much deeper level. Some of you can watch the videos, some of you can't stomach it. But the short end of it is really, I'm kind of the secret member of the glam squad that some people admit to and many don't. So I just want to share with you some myths, because a lot of you, I think, on Instagram are seeing plastic surgery posts and videos and myths, and I want to make sure we clear up a lot of things for you, because plastic surgery is no joke. It's not like makeup where you can just wipe it off if it doesn't go well. So first off, let me introduce myself. I started everything organically, probably from the age of 8. I went to a plastic surgery consult with my mom. She went and got her nose done. Most Persians get their nose done the minute they turn 16. She waited a little, got her nose done later. I went with her to the consult. I was intrigued since then. And I, in school, was a little bit insecure because I was the only 7-year-old with a mustache. So you can imagine how that feels. And so for me, I realized individuality is everything. The reason all of you are here, joined together, the reason Moj has her and me here and everyone else is because right now beauty is not skin deep, and it's all about expressing yourself as an individual, never following the pack, never following trends. There's no genders, no religions, no countries, but I'll tell you, all the leaders and everybody all over the world, the way that they control people is by dividing us up into groups and making us fight with each other. There is no divisions here, and so let's say hooray for that. So when it comes to that, I do the same approach for plastic surgery. I never do cookie cutter. I never make someone look the same. Everybody starts out with a different anatomy, a different figure, very individualized and unique to you. My whole goal is for people to not know that you had surgery, because obvious plastic surgery is not good plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is no joke. You have to go someone board certified, you gotta do your research, and even the best top plastic surgeons, nobody has a 100% track rate. There's always some chance that you might need a touch-up or revision, just like your makeup. You do the concealer, you do your eyes, you do your lips, and you realize, you know what, I'm gonna change these lashes for some different lashes. Plastic surgery is the same way, except it's on a deeper level. It's not just skin and contouring and makeup, it's actually surgery. So with that comes responsibility. One thing with plastic surgery that's for sure though, it will change your life. And we're gonna get to Billie in a second. Nobody is more of an example than Billie or even Nikita up here of how plastic surgery can actually transform more than any makeup can on a deep, permanent level and make your inside and your soul of who you want it to be become your outside, so that you feel comfortable when you look in the mirror and you feel who you want it to be. Once again, it's always about individual expression. It's not about following trends. Every single one of you is unique and individual for yourselves. Make judgments for yourself, but realize one thing. If you have plastic surgery and it's done really powerfully, your life will change. If you don't go into it with a strong character, you could lose yourself, just like you could lose yourself with anything that makes you more powerful. Fame, more beauty, more popularity, etc., etc. Do it for yourself, be an individual. So with that said, I'm gonna turn it over to Billie. She's on Vanderpump Rules. I'll let her be open about the things that I've done on her, basically, essentially head to toes. I didn't do anything on your toes, but head to toes. And very recently, a month ago, she had a few things done. We're gonna have her do a 360 later so you all can see that.
Hi everyone, how are you? What I love about Dr. Ghavami, and first of all, I didn't know the whole story when you were 7 years old. That's so adorable. I was always wondering, like, God, he spends hours doing nose jobs and other surgery. Like, that would be so tiring, but he's passionate about it, and it's obvious. When I first met Dr. Ghavami, I went to him and I needed facial feminization, which is basically just making everything on my face more feminine and softer. And I had this list. I was like, oh, I want cheek implants, I want this. Like, I had this entire crazy dramatic list, and he was like, do you want to look like a real woman, or do you want to look like someone that's obviously trans and that's obviously had work done? And I was like, I want to look like me on the inside. He's like, let me do what I do best. And he literally did fat transfer to my cheek, so he made it like look more natural. He did a lip lift, the rhinoplasty, buccal fat remover here, so that way my cheekbones are a little bit more prominent and I wasn't chubby cheeks right here. Lip lift, and then we put some fat in my chin here.
You know, the whole thing with her is if you look at her face right now on the big screen, go ahead and look forward so they can see. Close in on that. If you see her on the street, you would not think anything other than she's gorgeous. She shines and she has a personality. She does something called grounding, where with her bare feet she goes on the sand and the earth and feels the earth. I love that. If you don't have a spiritual, strong inside, if you have plastic surgery and it's not perfectly like how you think it should be, you're gonna turn into mean, you're gonna turn into like this like dragon, not like a beautiful dragon like Nikita Dragon, but the bad kind in Game of Thrones. Billie here, her nose looks seamless and she's tall. So I'm not gonna give her a petite little nose. It's all about proportions and natural change. And when you all do your makeup, it's the same thing. There's certain days when you wanna look extra, and there's certain days when you're going to church or you're going to like your family's house and you just want to look seamless, smooth, and beautiful and not be extra. So you can play around with it. Plastic surgery, though, is fairly permanent. You can reverse things, you can change things, but it's not as easy as makeup to take off. And then we did some body work.
Yes, we did body contouring recently, literally a month ago from today.
1 month ago.
Yeah, we did fat transfer body contour S-curve, and that's basically where he took all the fat.
Let's show him.
Yeah. And so by the way, I'm having a zipper situation because my booty is way bigger and my zipper was not going
Her zipper popped on the way here. So that's a side thing. So feminine contours, breast augmentation. You're good with the size, right?
What?
Size is good.
Yeah, I love the breasts. You know, it's all new, so they're going to go down just a little bit more, but I love them. Everything's amazing. Yeah.
So the zipper is just a side product, and you all may have to go buy new clothes if you have your booty done. And you know, the whole goal with the buttock is it needs to look natural like on Billie. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I was one of the innovators of all this fat transfer. I write textbook chapters, I lecture the world teaching other surgeons how to do it. So it's passion, I love what I do. I take time away from my family, my practice to go lecture and to teach people how to do this safely, because safety is #1 in plastic surgery. And then the aesthetics and artistry comes second. You got to find a surgeon that's a match for you, but you start the process with someone you trust and make sure that you have fun with them, you click with them, because they're going to be cutting into you. They're going to be having you on the operating table. Nothing is more sacred than your body and your face. Like I said, makeup you can wipe off, but plastic surgery is serious stuff. Got to do it carefully and really use your judgments when you're on Instagram, because unfortunately some of my colleagues fake the funk and they'll Photoshop Facetune their before-after photos. That's one reason why I do so much video, and we're gonna do some video before-afters of you.
What?
Yes. Not full before, it's his body.
I do have to say though, there's a lot of plastic surgeons out there that will just want to take your money, and Dr. Ghavami is not about just taking your money. I'm knocking on his door like, I need more lip filler. He's like, no, you're good.
With that, I think we're on the last 5 minutes. We can turn it over for questions. If you have any.
Wait, I have my first question is like, personally me, I love you, Dr. Ghavami, but what happens if someone is not satisfied?
When someone's unhappy, the key is if you're a good doctor, you make sure they come back to your office, they see you for follow-up. If there's an issue and you're an expert surgeon like me, half my work is revising other people's work from around the world. I do tons of revisions of everything. I'd love to see my patients back and make them happy. But if I get ghosted, then I feel like a loser on Tinder, and I don't see you again, what am I gonna do? I can't evaluate you, I can't do anything. See, in the first year is the most important time. And the first year is when we can make the decision if we need to do a little this, little that to get things right. And I stand by all my patients. Obviously, I want everyone to be happy, but I'm not going to fake it to make it. I'm not going to go pay a company to write fake positive Yelp reviews. I've only done some collaborations for trade. They kind of want it on Instagram because they want to see their result before the swelling.
He mentioned this before, and it's really true, is like having some kind of foundation of self-love before you go under the knife. Like, I'm on this journey of like expressing my feminine energy, and I do that in a physical way by altering my body, but at the same time, I go on this journey of loving myself inside, and true beauty does shine within, so just keep that in mind. And
hi, how are you? My name is Katie.
Raise your hand, where are you? Oh, hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good.
I have a simple question. Basically, for women who are 18 and over, I guess, who can get plastic surgery, maybe we just want natural, more fuller looking breasts.
Yes.
And there's so many different types of silicones, gummy bear.
Yeah.
Even my sister over here, she wanted to know how she can get just a natural lift.
Yes.
You know, what is your best recommendation for young women who want a fuller breast and just want something more natural?
Exactly. All my work is natural. You literally have to twist my arm to make it exaggerated or too big. So over 18, by then most women are done developing. So if you've seen in the past 6 months to a year, you've seen no breast growth, then you're not going to get any bigger. And you're not going to go gain 100 pounds to make it somewhat bigger. So plastic surgery is amazing for self-esteem for breast augmentation that way. Under the age of 22, the FDA says that you need to use saline, but that's not a true thing. It's a guideline. So I know a lot of people that waive the warranty of their implants and they sign for silicone because silicone is the more expensive, better feeling implant, but you sign for it, you know what you're getting. Silicone in general feels better. That's what Billie has. And it's my preferred implant, but I can make saline look natural too. And that's essentially a bag with salt water. As long as you don't go big, plastic surgery should not be exaggerated. They tell me how they're like a husband, like won't even let them leave the house because they're so celoso. That means jealous in Spanish. They don't let them leave the house. They like changes their lives. It's powerful stuff.
My question is, what's your opinion or your kind of like your advice for getting surgery outside of the country?
I'd be very careful because you're going to have to fly out of the country for follow-up. I have a lot of patients that come from other countries to me, but the laws in America are some of the most stringent. So you know that the law is regulating your surgeon. I've seen people go to Mexico and they don't even remember signing any paperwork. In the United States, if you don't do the proper consent, you don't follow certain rules, you could get in real trouble, have your license taken away. So you know at least you're safe, but not all surgeons in America are that safe either. There's people that sometimes do too much. They don't know the safety guidelines. They're not going to my lectures. They're not learning what needs to be done. And you want to make sure your surgeon's there for you if there's a problem. A lot of people, they get dismissed. They're like, we don't know who you are, like, we don't want you back. Like, they're very unaccommodating. With me, we like contact people. They know where I am. They know where my phone number, my email. They know their coordinator. They can contact anytime, contact my office. So follow-up is key because once the surgery stops, is when the healing begins, both inside and out. You want your surgeon to be there for you. So I recommend you don't ghost your surgeon, you stick with that surgeon, be honest and open with them, and if they're an ethical, honest surgeon, they'll do everything they can to help you out. I appreciate all of you. I'm so honored by Moj, so it's a true honor. Thank you.
Yes! Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.